Speaking of Jason, my wife made me laugh on the way up here. She said, "What's the topic tonight?" And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "What do you mean you don't know?" I go, "He doesn't tell us." She goes, "Who's he?" I said, "Jason." She goes, "Who
God.
made him the boss?"
Oh, I thought the
Well,
punchline was.
he's been doing this for 10 years. She said, "Well, clearly he can't figure out a microphone, so why is he?"
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm here with the old guys playing games with Ken and Josh and Stu and the whole crew. And today we're going to talk. It's our fourth episode. We got some momentum going. We got some feedback. We got, folks are giving us some thoughts on what we should talk about. So we're not going to listen to any of that, but we're going to just jump right in.
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna do my joke every time. That will never not make me want to crack up.
Or
I mean, I'm holding my laughter on that.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's why you have a mute button. Okay, I'm gonna start with a couple of maybe ready topics or topics I've already prepared the guys for, and then I'm gonna throw a zinger, as I always do.
A zinger.
Zinger. Yeah, a zinger.
A curveball, if you will.
That's right. I love football, Josh.
Off
so
speed.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
Beautiful. Okay. We're gonna start with one that I prepped the guys with. So all of us, we've been playing for the last how many years? 10 plus, 15, whatever it is. We've all gotten to know each other on console gaming, not on PC gaming, not on mobile gaming. We talked about that last episode. But there's a reason, and I could start, but I don't want to. I want to go right to Ken.
Oh.
Ken, why? Because I actually know you actually dabble. You're a dabbler. Why console for you is the predominant, not the only, the predominant gaming platform for you?
Well, one of my biggest frustrations with PC gaming, which led me to go to the console, was the constant having to catch up with the hardware requirements of the games.
Ooh.
When you would buy a new game, almost immediately when you purchase it, you know you're not going to be able to play it on your PC because you're going to have to get the latest and greatest graphics card. You're going to have to bump up RAM. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. So that was the thing that was really, really bothering me about PC gaming. And this was in the early 2000s when I kind of made the switch. And it really came. I tried at the time. I tried the PlayStations and I enjoyed them, but I found that a lot of people were doing both. They were doing PC games and they were doing PlayStation. You couldn't find a good marriage of one console that could provide you with the same kind of ease of play, quick load times, just jump in, jump out type. Because you had to, for PC games, it was loading. You had multiple discs half the time. It wasn't until we got the Xbox that I found that they had a good mix of the PC gaming genres that I'm used to playing that you could play on a console where you just turn it on, put the disc in, and it starts.
Wow.
And I don't have to worry about upgrading the video card. I don't have to worry about doing that or this. And it made life a lot easier because at the time I was out of college, I was starting my career, and I didn't have time to waste because I'd come home from work and I just want to get on and start shooting something.
Right.
In a video game, that is not.
Yes, we know. We know.
And it was not easy to do on a PC, because you had to worry about, drivers and kernels and all this other stuff. And it was just, IRQ settings. Wow, there's some aging there. But it was a miserable experience, especially when you just wanted to jump in, play, and be able to get out quickly.
This is why I love this group, because I would have never started there, but that is an incredible answer. Before I mention mine, Josh, what about you? Is it the same reason?
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's not like I don't know all the fancy terms Ken knows. I just remember you had to download a patch and you had to, do this and that, and it took forever to just figure out how to play the damn game. I was on some kind of compact something or other. And when you said multiple discs, man, I just horror stories of like putting one disc in, taking another disc out. Like I just could not. I was so happy to get back into consoles because you just throw the dang disc in and it starts shooting. I agree.
The dang disc.
The dang
And
disc. I
Stewie.
can't curse. You won't let me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stu.
I mean, I think Ken laid it out. I mean, I think there's no doubt that if you stay on the latest greatest tech, PC gaming is more powerful and better than a console game, but it's just not as convenient. Right? I mean, I think the recent controversy with the GTX, the new video cards, and they weren't what they promised. And I mean, we all remember getting Wing, well maybe you don't, but like Wing Commander and these kind of games, which required a huge amount of horsepower and content and everything else. I think there was power in the and in cost savings in the continuity of a platform like a console that I think took it to a different level. And frankly, the biggest difference was really Xbox Live, right? I mean, I think before then, you could dial into servers and connect and everything else, and that was really the only way to do it was on a PC, right? I think that's where PlayStation and Xbox deviated. PlayStation went down really the PC type of route when it came to how you logged into servers and you spun up a server and that kind of stuff, really. And that's not where Xbox went. I thought that was the brilliant move that they made early on that made it, frankly, just easier.
Wow.
Yeah, I sorry, before you jump in, Jason, I have to agree with Stuart that one of the critical changes of PC gaming and how it potentially had dropped of favor was the advent of the Xbox Live and the PlayStation version of that, whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I'm not a PlayStation guy. But I remember playing early on, playing Quake and playing Unreal Tournament, playing those online with friends, and it was sketchy at best. I mean, when we played Quake, we played in college and we were all on the same network. We played it in the CAD lab, which we weren't supposed to do, but but that was the best network we had, But at home, trying to use the terrible internet we had to try to do a game like Unreal Tournament, which is a very, very fast-paced first-person shooter type game, it was dodgy. And then you couldn't even talk to each other in the beginning. You had to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Then trying to add voice on through a third-party product, so you had extra software, extra drivers, other things to contend with. It became miserable.
Yeah.
But then Xbox and Xbox Live came out, and it just it turned me. I'd
like to apologize to those grad students that we took away their PC time back in the day. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what's great about this is that, I mean, those are amazing reasons. In mine, I agree with all of those things, but to me, it's just a simpler thing that comes to mind every time I have this discussion with anyone. Is I literally want to sit down on a couch or an easy chair, whatever it is, and I want to look at a big, massive screen on the wall. Like, I do not want to sit in the same position I sit all day, in the same arm position on the desk with a mouse and or a keyboard and a joystick in front of, that just does not appeal to me. I want to have the biggest flipping monitor at the time that I can afford on the wall in form of a TV or a projection thing or whatever screen. And I want to sit in a super comfortable couch or laid back in an easy chair. And to me, that's what's been great. In addition to everything you said, the thing that has been great for me console-wise, gaming-wise, is just that I can do it in a completely more laid-back, comfortable position, than what you do in a PC game. And I know there's going to be folks on the PC side of this that say, "Oh, dude, you don't have you got to get this chair, you got to get this this double, triple monitor and the double radio."
Jason mocks the other.
And
no, you got a great point.
Later, $10,000 later.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, there's the cost difference, right? So consoles brought video gaming into the living room. Whereas before it was in the office, it was in your bedroom or wherever you had your computer at.
Right.
They didn't have the means to really hook it up to a TV or a monitor in any scale. But so that's what consoles helped with. And that was before. It was Atari, it was PS, PlayStation, and all that. But you couldn't play the top games on those consoles at the time. They were on PC because you could get the graphics, you could get the advancements. I mean, do you guys remember the games that had the full motion video inside the video game? Because the games were typically very pixelated, but then they'd have this little window and it would be a video. It was like 640 by 480, but it was a full motion video. You couldn't do that on a console. It didn't
Right.
have the power to do that.
Right.
So you had to have a PC to do that, and that was one of the advancements at the time that was trying to push people towards the PC end of things.
Yeah.
But console makes things so much easier, but it's a money suck.
Yeah, that's spot on. Okay, well, I know we'll come back to this. This is a debate that never goes away, and there's viewpoints on all sides. And if you're actually a PC gamer out there and you want to weigh in, the way you can do so is go to our Anchor page and give us feedback. You actually go to our oldguysplayinggames.com, and there's a link that Ken has put up there where you can give us a real voice message and respond and tell us what you think.
But when you do, you must tell us your processor, your graphics card, your RAM type, what
Right.
operating system you're using.
And a cooling system if it's
That's right.
water-based,
Cooling system. That's right. That's right.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
We don't mock, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take an arcade moment. And I just decided on this on the fly, we're going to always pop into this arcade topic. Going back into the 80s or late 70s, if you're a little older, where you actually went into an arcade and played a stand-up arcade game. The arcade moment of this episode will be, I'd love maybe your fondest memory of being in an arcade, whatever aspect. I'm leaving it wide open, leaving it to you guys. So I'm going to start this time with Stu. Give me an arcade moment, something that stands out as a memory that will never fade.
Yeah, I mean, wow. There were a ton, right? I think probably, it's a high score moment. There's so many cool games that I like playing, but I think the one I'm debating between two, and I think I'll go with like Donkey Kong Jr. I remember it was the tabletop version of it, actually, and I remember playing it and playing it and playing it. I remember finally getting like the high score. You remember back in the day, you wanted your initials.
Yes.
And being Stu, that was nice, right? I could always have STU up there, and I finally got high score on Donkey Kong Jr. And it was like,
wow.
And I think it was up there for like a week, which was like,
that's a big deal.
It was a big deal. So it was cool for me. I mean, I remember I used to love that game, and I liked it more than Donkey Kong. And I remember getting high score. I remember it was at the Tyrone Square Mall, and that was cool.
Wow, that's really cool. Josh, do you remember? Or go ahead, Ken.
About what age were you, or what? Were you high school, junior high?
High school, probably 13.
Yeah.
Nobody caught that.
I missed it. Sorry.
He'll catch it in the replay.
Great. I'm an old guy. Josh, I don't get things the first time.
Josh, what's your fondest arcade memory?
For me, it's not necessarily like game related. It's more, I remember having a birthday party at Showbiz Pizza Place.
Showbiz.
And I remember somebody gave me Purple Rain, the album.
We're talking vinyl, right?
Like, oh yeah.
That was me,
I was like, I was so excited.
I'm glad you remembered. That was me.
We weren't a glimmer in each other's eyes yet.
Right.
But yeah, just the the greasy pizza, the noises of the arcade, somebody giving you Purple Rain. Yeah, that's like ingrained in my memory.
Is that 86?
No, I know it was sooner. It was. I feel like maybe it was. I'll look it up. But yeah, that was it for me. It's ingrained memory. Hold on. We should go to. And sucks that Ken, you're not here, but Replay Museum. You guys have been there, right?
I have not.
No.
In Tarpon Springs.
No, we gotta go.
Pay $25 and a lot of the games we're talking about.
Done. Remote podcast.
We are going.
Ken, fly down here.
All right, so it'll buy me a ticket.
We might tweet. we might tweet them on this. Stu always does that sort of stuff. He buys us all kinds of stuff. He's just endless with his love and affection for us. But we'll tweet them and see if they are open to us coming and doing an episode. That'd be really cool, having the owner on there. I've not been there, and I'm now eager to find out more about this place. I'm going to jump in, so I don't always get the last word. I'll give Ken the last word on this one. I told Ken this the other day when we were playing Call of Duty, but I can remember a place, Wonderland Arcade in Portland, Oregon, that was 5 cents for all the games. So it was a nickel, and it was all the latest games. It was the top arcade in Portland at the time. And they had a thing where maybe if they rolled in the latest game that week, it might be 10 cents, where every other game in this massive arcade was 5 cents a piece. So your mom would drop you off and she'd give you a $20 bill. And that $20 would go a long way to playing all the games. And if you were good, like you were on a game for a while and you weren't just losing, you actually could make that $20 go a very long way. So I'll never remember just, loading up with the friends, and we would do Wonderland Arcade.
I'll never forget, not never remember.
I'll never forget. Jeez. Okay, Josh, this is our editor.
Cut that out.
Okay. No, we'll leave it because it's,
let's use
the rawness.
Grammar, okay.
Okay, great. And next, I'll go to Ken for the final word on your favorite, most memorable arcade moment.
I mean, I don't want to go to the obvious mine was, Chuck E. Cheese was always a place that we went, but that was later on, right? When Chuck E. Cheese came around. I'm assuming you all remember Chuck E. Cheese.
Of course.
If you don't, it was very much like Showbiz Pizza for those that don't know. But my memory that I always go back to when I think of playing in arcades, I don't know, I was 15 maybe, and there was this arcade place in burbs of Detroit that we used to go to, and as soon as you walked in, you couldn't see anything but lights from the games because the place was so dark. The floor was extremely sticky.
Yes,
because the people dropping pop, or what we call pop or soda or whatever you call it, or other, could have been beer for all I know. It had a weird smell, which is usually probably the devil's lettuce, and but
What?
but and you see you walk in, you're a little scared because you know that a lot of the burnouts were there. The kids, they were always getting in trouble at school, and it was dark and you felt like you were gonna get mugged, but as soon as you got to the game you were looking for, and you put that quarter in, all of that goes away.
Right.
For me, it was Double Dragon. I put my quarter in, and I was playing Double Dragon for hours. And my surroundings escaped. I did not remember everything around me until I ran out of quarters, and then I turned around and realized, well, if they mug me, I don't have any money anyway. So,
love it, Double Dragon, and those are great memories. And we're definitely going to have we're going to come back to that topic because there is a number of other friends and colleagues that I know around this great world that are massive arcade enthusiasts and collectors, and I'd love to get some insights from folks that have been bitten by the arcade bug, if you will, back in the day. Okay, here's my zinger, and I'm going to start with Stu. Worst game you've ever played?
Anywhere?
Anywhere. Could be on any platform.
God, there's a ton. It's got to be E.T.
And now here's the challenge to the rest of the guys. You can't repeat. It has to be a new one because we now all agree with you.
All right, so
I don't.
You got the easy. Oh, Josh.
What?
No, but I'm not. I don't. That's not what came. That didn't even come to mind.
It's not that you like DT. You just have a different game.
Right.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. What do you got?
Don't go to me. Still trying to.
Oh, you're trying to remember it?
Yeah.
Ken.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
For me, I think it was Zork because I wasn't a D&D guy, and I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed like the Oregon Trail more than I liked Zork.
Oregon Trail. Wow.
Right. I mean, it was a text-based. They had some graphics, but it was really, really weak, and the story was weak as well. They were trying too hard by building this fantastical world, and it just didn't go well. It didn't mesh well, or at least for me. I really did not like that game.
Josh.
It's
I'm
like,
the host. Go ahead, Josh.
I know. I'm just trying to think of one that I turned off immediately. I cannot think.
No, it doesn't have to be that. It actually, I'll go because this is a different tact on the whole thing. There was a game that I played incessantly that I still to this day am mad at myself for wasting all this time because it's not that great of a game. And I played it because everyone was playing it.
Peer
Does
pressure.
that give you anything? Zelda. I freaking played. I can't tell you how many hours of Zelda I played.
Zelda does
And the
not seem
whole
like
time-
your type of game, Jason.
Right, exactly. But I played it because everyone was playing it, and I invested so many hours. I bought the books, I see all the maps, I did all this stuff, and I'm like, the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, I don't really like this, but I guess this is what I'm supposed to like. But I hated it. If I look back, I just can't stand
That is hilarious.
that game.
I could totally see that. That is totally a game that you would not like. I'm actually quite fascinated that you actually tried to play it for that long.
Hours, probably if you added up the hours, we're talking in matter of months. That's how much months time that I spent invested in that damn thing.
See, I never.
So now I
had
give you
Nintendo.
extra time.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
Two
You
of
want
them.
more time?
Two of
'Cause I
them.
got
No,
stories.
I'm good. Two of them came to mind, and you guys.
Nope,
I don't
one.
know if you guys like them or not, but I'm gonna say it anyway because that's me, right? Sims.
Oh, I do
Sims.
like The Sims.
I don't. As soon as
But I
I
have no
see that
attention
game,
span
I
for it.
run the other way because it's like, let's build something and let it run overnight, and then it'll come back different. Like what? No. And then the other one I was thinking of, you guys, I think you guys like this one, so I'm risking it. Is Myst.
Oh God, yeah,
Love Myst.
loved Myst.
I knew that was going
Great.
to happen. I remember my brother playing Myst, and right there, that's a sign. Like
It's
if he's
usually
playing it,
people
I'm
of
not
higher
playing it.
intellects that appreciate it.
That's true. That's true. Better educated. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's usually.
I knew I was going to step in the duty.
Didn't it
of
have
knowing-
like 18? It had like 18 CDs, if I recall.
Yeah, it's like
Had a lot.
it's too much work. It's just like Jason saying, "Let's sit on the couch on a big screen and watch."
The interesting thing about Myst is that it was not the first to come out with a mechanism where you had little puzzles to figure out. As a matter of fact, the puzzles weren't actually that clever compared to other games at the time. But what it did was it was one of the first that had this walking around mechanism, where you walk between different areas, and it told a story. That was one of the first that did that. And I really enjoyed the time. I that was when I was in Florida when I was in college.
Yeah, that's we played that
That's when
together.
that came out. Yeah, I think we did.
But I can see where, like, if you weren't into that, it's like Jason with Sim, or it's like a Sims. I would agree with. It's like those games, you're either into them or you're not. There's one game like I've always wanted to be into, but never, and I always want to be. It's Age of Empires, and I just never been able to get attention span to do it, which sucks because I'm like, I know this game looks really cool. So that's interesting. But I would agree on Sims. I'd put that on the list.
Yeah, well, this is what it's funny. It's bringing a few topics together because when I got the Xbox app on my PC, right, and now the PC that Stu and I work on exclusive, well, most of the time is the Surface Studio. It's a really high-powered machine, and I put Xbox on there, and so I'm like, oh, okay. So now I've got Xbox on a PC, so I know. I don't really want to play console games on here, the ones that I traditionally associate to a console that I would play on a comfortable couch with a massive screen. So I'm like, I know what I'll play. I'll play what you're supposed to play on PC. I'll play Age of Empires. And I literally lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like going through the tutorial, I'm like, I'm out.
It's the one game that the box art still gets me every time.
Yeah. Very misleading.
I love it. I'm like, I'm going to be a centurion. Oh, no, I'm not.
No.
I got to go find wood, and then I've got to build a bridge. And here come the raiders. I'm like, no, I'm out.
Well, we probably need to have a whole episode talking about the genres that we like and hate.
Yeah, that's
because
a good
that
one.
is a whole
Yes.
onion all by itself.
One.
That's a great one.
What's the other one,
Okay.
Josh?
Minecraft.
Yeah.
See, like,
One
I
of those
can't stand
where
Tetris.
I'll play it, and then I'm thinking, why am I playing this? And then I turn it off. It's just
but see, Minecraft came out at a time where we had surpassed that.
Yeah.
That mentality of spending all day building something and doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
my
the
kids love
graphics also, my kids love it too.
mine still love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, mine do too. But like I didn't like Tetris, so there you go.
Oh, I love
Gotcha.
Tetris, man.
Yeah, I love Tetris.
Too stressful for me.
It was the perfect game to play on a Game Boy. I mean, I've tried it on different mediums, and the Game Boy is by
Still
far
the best.
the best experience.
Totally agree.
Yep.
It's the only device that game should be played on.
Agreed.
Okay, well, that was a hearty episode, and we will definitely, hearty. It was rich. It was fun. We came, we laughed,
Like
we just cavorted.
It's
And
like a
with
tomato
that,
soup. It's a hearty tomato
And,
soup.
and like Chuck E. Cheese, it'll come back to you later.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
great.
Keeps coming
Well,
back.
For rent.
Well, with that, another rental food. Okay, we'll revisit that at a later date. Thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, give us feedback. Go to the Anchor site or go to the website, and we'll leave a link in all the social channels. But if you go to oldguysplayinggames.com, you'll see the place where you can give us feedback, and you can do that via a voicemail. So just pick up your phone or on your PC. Or if you have a browser loaded on Xbox or PlayStation, you can do it there. I guess that'd be wonky, but give it a shot. Give us feedback. We want to know what you want to hear us talk about, and maybe we'll even have you on the show. With that, thanks. We're Old Guys Playing Games. Until next time, take care.